Hey, welcome to Talking Hawks. It's Brad and Chris here. How are you guys?
Good, Brad. How are you, mate?
Fantastic, mate. Hey, it's been a while here, as you may sound a bit rusty, so I let the intro carry on a little longer than normal. Sorry about that, viewers. So awesome to be back. Good to see you all again. But we're coming off the bye. We're getting ready to go in hard for the second half of the season. How you feeling, Chris? You up for it?
Yep, I'm excited. We've got a chance to win a few games in the back half of this season and get a few more games into the kids. So got a little debut this week as well for our mid-season draft, but we'll cover that later on. But,
so you think he's debuting?
Yes, mate. It's been announced by the Hawks. Even though we haven't named the squad, he has been announced as a debutant. So
that is massive. All right, we'll unpack that a bit later.
So we'll unpack that once we've got a few more viewers. But what have you been up to, Brad? Give us a little, before we get stuck into it, what have you been up to, mate?
Well, mate, I've been busy working. So I know it's a bit of a luxury for some of us. So Tom, I love you, mate. Just remember, you guys, flattery gets you everywhere. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Don't get Mitch has got a few fans. Mitch is our young kid on the block, but Mitch had a bit of late work today, so we couldn't get him on.
Yeah, I was a ring-in. So, you got to go back to the old blokes to fill in these gaps like me. So, hey, I'm sorry Mitch isn't here. I'll do my best for you boys and ladies. So, yeah, mate, just been working, been out and about. I'm off to the UK this week, Friday actually. So, for work and for a couple of weeks. So,
I hope they've got the game live on the flight for you, mate.
Thank you. I think I'll land before it starts, but we'll anyway. We'll see how we go. So it's mate, I'm excited. Footy's back. The week is too long, way too long. So
there you go.
Old school. Yep.
You must be feeling good about yourself.
Oh, mate, I'm a little chuffed. Look at the little head wobble going. So it's boys, it's all happening. So it's lovely to have you guys back. Oh, thanks, Jarv. You're the best, mate. Keep the flattery coming. Look, I'm going red in the face.
You haven't been gone for that long. Anyway, all right, let's get stuck in the footy, mate.
Well, these young blokes, mate, they want to get the young blokes out, and I get it. So, hey, if you're happy that I'm back, please hit the like button or the love button. If you're upset that one of the young blokes isn't here, hit some other button.
I'm going to have to stop clicking the button and putting all these comments up, Brad. Your head's getting way too big.
Oh, mate, don't worry. I can see them. It's all right. So it's lovely to see you guys too. I love yous all. So, but anyway, I'll do my best to stop that love by the end of the show and attempt to piss off half the viewers. So anyway, but mate, so guys, I want to hear from the viewers. Who did you watch in the bye, and what was the most exciting thing you saw in the bye that happened for you guys? So
on field or off field?
Either, mate. I don't care.
We don't want to get caught up too long talking about the other teams, but yeah,
going
on, isn't there?
What about you, mate? What did you do in the during the bye?
I had the kids, so yeah, my weekend's pretty full with the kids, mate. But sneaking in a little bit of footy here and there.
Right, so changing nappies was the most exciting thing you saw.
My kids are past nappies, mate. But did watch a little bit of the Bulldogs game, which we'll touch on with the injuries. We might even start there. Let's just roll through that. Our boy Taylor Dray, who left us a few years ago, poor guy, he's been playing some good footy for the Bulldogs, but serious knee injury, so he's looking at 6 to 8 weeks on the sidelines.
Ouch.
Tim English out with a concussion, so that is good for us, not so good for him. Hopefully he has a full recovery, as we know what's happened with a few of the Hawks boys in the concussion protocol. So Bailey Smith suspension. I don't know where you've been if you haven't seen that on social media or in the news, but
it's terrible.
Naughty boy, so
it's terrible that one of their best players is being kept out for something like that. So
yes, it does lift our odds, I think, for a win. And Cody Waitman, who also has been in some decent form. I think he kicked 5 goals, even though was it before halftime, maybe. So he, for those that didn't see, a nasty elbow injury. Dislocated that, got it strapped up and went back on. So
wow,
very brave and solid effort by him to do that. So
It's a fine line between brave and stupid, but yep, we'll carry on.
He is listed as a test, but I think they'd be crazy to risk him. So,
yeah.
The biggest thing to come out of that, I guess, is Tim English out. They don't really have a recognised second ruckman. Got Jordan Sweet, who's probably the pick of the bunch. I'm not sure on his fitness, etc. You might get Sam Darcy, Luke Darcy's son, come in for his first game potentially, but you're up against Ned Reeves, so it's a pretty big ask.
Yeah, I agree, mate. So you think Tim English being out is bigger than Bailey Smith being out?
Just changes a huge dynamic. I would say yes.
All right.
They're full midfielders, and I think, to not have Tim English, because he's very mobile, he would have run Reeves off his legs. So, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I love a good ruckman, but is just a pure ruck position that influential in the game these days?
Yeah, he pushes forward and back, and like I said, he's a link man through the middle. He's one of their targets that they constantly kick to. So, don't know who they're going to be kicking the ball long to without him.
Fair call. We've got quite a tall team now, so maybe we can win it in the air during this game if it's not raining.
So should we go to that, talking about the big men, announce the debut?
Yeah, mate, bring it on. Bring it on. I'm keen to hear more about this bloke.
James Blank, so I'll do it for your benefit more than the fans, Brad. Picked up at pick 20 in the mid-season rookie draft. Again, he's been at Box Hill for the last 3 years, so built up his form, and he's looking really good. So he's the 5th Hawk to debut this year under Sam Mitchell. Big body, Brad. So good time to get him into the side, I guess, with Sam Frost.
Chris, my understanding is we've got him there to take on the Gorilla forwards.
It is. We're pretty light on for big timber in the back line, so it makes sense to shore up the future. He's still only young, so hopefully he's a solid play for the next 10 years.
I got to admit, I was a bit shocked to see Hartigan playing last game. It was his first game this year, and I thought we'd just passed him by. I didn't even realise that he was still on the team, to be honest. And it's hang on, what? I thought that was his last year, but clearly it's not. It's like, oh, good, we got him, but still, clearly he's the guy to take on the Gorillas. There's not too many Gorillas left in the game these days.
No, but like I said, he's a big body. Whether you call him a gorilla, I think he's still pretty nimble. He's pretty sharp, so he's just the best of both worlds, mate.
Yep, good. Look, I like Hartigan as a person, as a player. It's kind of like take him or leave him. I was never that enamored with him. He filled a role. And look, do you think that that's what we've got James Blank for?
Yes, mate. Yes, definitely. Sorry, it's just gone through these comments. It's just a good inclusion. I think it's going to play out more so that we're going to target midfielders come the draft at the end of the year.
Awesome. Well, viewers, let us know your thoughts about this new bloke. Have you seen much of him? Are you excited about him? Love to hear your thoughts on him. So, you've watched some VFL games this year, Chris. Did he stand out to you?
Certainly have, mate. Yeah. He's just a gun. He's just a big stopper. Rarely gets beaten in one-on-ones. He's pretty good. He's pretty good kick. So just, I guess, playing with some new teammates and learning the backline structure is probably going to be the hardest part for him. But he's been training with the boys, so hopefully he can fit in. He's we've still got Sicily there, so he's probably going to be, unless they push Sicily into to free up his run and carry and just put Blank as the lockdown back. But
I was shocked we got a backman, mate, honestly, because it's like the last thing we need.
Does that help you out, Brad?
Yeah, it does. I just thought it's the last thing we need is another backman because we're sort of sport for choice. But again, that is probably the one thing we don't have is the gorilla. So I thought, maybe we need a ruck or another tall forward. But hey, it's good. I'll back Sammy in. with that. I think he's been making all the right decisions so far, and let's roll with it.
Yep, definitely.
Now, I want to share something exciting that I did over the bye. I went and saw Hodgie and Clarko.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't have to change any nappies or anything. But yeah, mate, that was... Look, I don't normally go to these sorts of events, but having both of them on the stage was a rare event. And, mate, it was so rich an experience. I took my son, and he loved it as well. So, mate, it was bloody outstanding.
Yeah, not pre-prepared. It was just on the fly, and it was very raw. So it was good to see them in their element and dropping a few F-bombs and whatnot. Just being themselves. It was good.
So that was the highlight for you, mate, was the F-bombs. Right, okay.
Yeah, you know, when they're on TV.
It was that and the bowl of wedges that you bought.
But when they can actually express themselves naturally, yeah, it's nice.
Oh, mate, the stories were incredible. And, you know, how often would you get those two blokes on a stage together just having a chat like that? It's pretty rare. So, you know, one of them maybe, but even Clarko is not that, you don't see him in public that often. So I would have gone to see Clarko, but to see Clarko and Hodge together share the stage was bloody outstanding. So, cool. Awesome. All right, mate. Right. Where do you want to go now, Chris?
Let's get into these Hawthorn's list management, I'll call it, because it's injuries and availabilities. So I'll just roll through them quickly. Mitch Lewis missed the Freo game with knee swelling. So that was, I guess, more precautionary. He's been cleared to play, so he's definitely in the team, you would think. Jack Gunston, the other big forward for us, is a test. So basically declared for one more training session. If he passes fit, he'll be good to go.
Yep.
Main players we're still looking at. Will Day has just been called out for health and safety protocol, which I'm assuming is their way of saying COVID, as it always is. Unfortunately, Will Day will miss a week. The other big name, I think, which in the comments somebody had said, I won't find it, Chad Wingard, just been given a week rest for calf tightness after the Freo game. So I don't think it's serious at this stage, but more precautionary. Obviously, the big one out of that game was Sam Frost. So he's listed as 3 weeks for his knee. Out of the big boys, we've still got Big Max Lynch. It's just that concussion protocol still going. So, but on the good side, he's back into training. He started contact training, and then they've backed it back off again. So
interesting.
It might be even another week going the way it's going. But out of the big boys, the big boy McAvoy has also returned to training. It's non-contact skills training, but he's out and about with the boys on the training track, which is huge, coming back off his neck fracture.
Excellent.
So he had a scan early in the week. He's seeing a specialist tomorrow to get a more defined answer on how long he is away from returning. Still going.
Mate, can I ask you a question? How big of a difference do you feel it would have been if Big Boy had been available this year? In my mind, there's 3 or 4 games we could have won this year. We were this close to winning.
Between missing Lynch and the big noodle, to have no ruckman for a few games, it would have been huge to have him in.
But I'm talking about his leadership, mate. Like having his leadership in there in those critical moments.
Yeah, would have made a huge difference.
Yeah, it's. I really feel for him, mate, because I mean it's his second year as captain, and he hasn't really been able to put his stamp on the team yet as captain. He's probably been off the field more than he's been on the field as captain.
Yeah, true, but he's still doing that in the background, and I'm sure he's displaying that leadership off field. I'll quickly get back into this and finish it off.
Mate. All right.
That's all right. Tom Phillips, like you said, he's been out for 8 weeks after he had syndesmosis surgery on his ankle. So he's actually been cleared to play officially, but I'm just doubting whether his fitness level will be ready. So you might see him running around at Box Hill this week. Obviously still on that concussion stuff. Josh Ward has finally passed his concussion protocol and is available this week. So Again, whether we'll see him in the Hawks or down at Box Hill, I'm not so sure, depending on the ins and outs. And through the other players, Ned Long's passed his, has a test for his hammy, but likely to see him running around at Box Hill this week. Connor Downey has done a hammy, so 3 to 5. Brocky and Seamus Mitchell, they're out for the season. And Emerson Jacker also has recovered from his hammy, so we might see him running around at Box Hill.
Interesting.
So, very long injury list and whatnot going on there. So,
yeah, don't worry, mate. The fans and I have been going through the all the commentary as you were reading that off. It was, for those that have ADHD, where we can multitask. So, anyway, yeah. So look, mate, people are loving this comment that I said about McAvoy. I agree, Cody. We'd be in the 8, mate. I've got no doubt about it. Those games, those 3-4 games, we'd be in up and about. So I'm pretty bullish about the boys, mate. I think that we, I see ourselves as a top 8 team. We just haven't got the runs yet, which, by default, therefore we're not, and I get it. But I still see ourselves as someone who can mix it with them. So
thanks for joining us, George. I don't think I've seen you before. So welcome to the Talking Hawks team. It's been a terrible year for injuries for the Hawks. Can't get a consistent side, which has made it hard. But at the same time, in the rebuilding phase, it's been good to get some kids on the field. And
mate, you get those 50 games in these young blokes that we got coming through. It's going to be bring on next year. So bring it on. Anyway, probably been saying that for the last 5 years. So, all right, mate. What have we got next?
Basically, we can talk around some of these comments on who thinks we're going to be in and out of the team. I guess we're going to be missing Frosty out with his knee. I'm not sure without looking at
that'll bring in James, I suppose, wouldn't it? James Blank.
Yeah, that's an immediate one. So we're going to have Chad Wingard, who played last week, that's out. And was there another one? I'm sure the boys will look after me in the comments. Will Day. Yep. So there's 3 already out, with James Blank the only in. Mitch Lewis, we're assuming will be in. I guess Gunston is the main one, but if he misses, it's a question mark on who might be the other one. Maybe Josh Ward.
All right. So tell us who you think will be in to replace those guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
There you go, Brad. What do you call? He's had easy here in the body besides going through.
Con, I would say yes, because he hasn't played most of this year. He's still got another year left in his body. So why not? If anything, he may get another year on top of that. So, I mean, Hawthorn's got a great reputation for stretching out the careers of these top players. So, yeah, I could definitely see him going again next year if he's got the heart for it. So, yeah.
Good question from Billy. Does Warps come back in? I don't know how much you've been following the Hawks this year, but he finally got dropped for some bad form, and I think he's been out for about 4 weeks now.
He's been dropped before, mate. He got dropped, and he was put on the sub.
Yep.
And the guy got in. I think Will Day got injured straight away, and he came in. Or somebody, I forgot which time.
This time it wasn't just a warning, Brad. He officially got down into the 2s, and it's been about 3 or 4 weeks at Box Hill and played probably his best game yet. He has a good chance of coming back into the team. I guess it depends on the structure that we want to line up against the Bulldogs. Because
true, you'd think he would.
O'Meara's in almost all Australian form. I think it was.
I'm not seeing it. I'm sorry. Who said that?
Come on, mate. You're so harsh.
Hey, I love Jager, right? He's definitely love him. But all Australian form, I'm not seeing that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's probably a bit ambitious, but we love it still.
Thank you. I'm glad you see that, mate. So that's all I'm saying. I love Jager. He's a pivotal person in the team, but he's not a game winner. For us, I couldn't point to a game where it's like, he won that for us.
Well, you haven't watched enough games this year, Brad.
He's
been outstanding.
He's played his role exceptionally well. So, but yeah, he hasn't been a game winner for me. He might have had one or two games where he got his 3 votes, but that's not a game. It wasn't a game winner. So,
Okay,
yeah.
mate. All right.
All right. Oh, so you would say otherwise?
There you go. You're disagreeing with our boy Tom.
Tom, yep. Sorry, mate. Sorry. Remember, I got to polarize half the viewers by the end of the
But
game.
True. Yeah. Sicily, probably realistically, the only guy in this.
That's a lock.
Team, and that
he's a lock.
Cannot be disputed.
No, he's a lock, mate. Stephen Camilleri saying McGuinness in. I could see that.
Yeah.
Sorry, it got moved. I missed where it was. So, yeah, I could see McGuinness coming in. But how's he been performing at Box Hill, Chris?
Yeah, no, pretty good. Had some solid games, and obviously we've seen what he did. He had a solid block of games in Hawthorn as well. So if they did want to bring him in for a tagging role potentially and be a lockdown on one of their gun mids, I'd take that.
Now, Nick's asking about DGB.
Yes, he's a chance, I guess, with Frosty going out. Depends what roles, I guess, they're looking for on matchups again. Just trying to think of their forwards, not coming to me straight away. Naughton and I'm going to have to go to the phone, mate. So keep talking. Naughton is up at about, definitely is, and I don't know if Blank is the best option to go on him.
All right. Well,
they might even have to play Sicily on him.
Yeah. So Dan Sheriff's saying, I've liked Jager's year. That's great, Dan. I like cupcakes too, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to serve them up to the Queen, am I? So I'm sorry, mate. He's not a all Australian for me. I love him, but he's playing his role. But yeah, I'm not seeing it. So
yeah, McGuinness on McRae. I could see him maybe Trelaw. I don't know who else, but their whole midfield brigade's guns. Obviously, Bailey Smith is out, but it would be helpful if we could knock one of their mids out and just worry about the rest, I guess.
All right. Ward hasn't played for 4 weeks. I'd bring him back in the Magoos.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was sort of debating with myself if he'd be a walk-up start, but I'd probably bring him back through the twos as well.
Yep. All right. Well said, Stephen. Thank you. But I think somebody else said that. Yep. Tom said, well said, Stephen. So,
yep.
But you probably saw that.
You're all over it, mate.
Yeah. Here we go. Dammy, thank you. Agree, Jager O'Meara plays his role. He certainly isn't or hasn't been a match winner. Oh, thank you. Yeah, see?
Well, that's what we're all about here. We get to voice our opinions, and nobody's necessarily right or wrong, but we all love Jager.
Oh, Dan, come on, mate. I'm not sure Finn will play a big part in our future. I'm happy for him to prove me wrong. So, yeah, I'll be happy for him to prove you wrong too, mate. I think he's just a bloke who's going to, find his confidence and his body size, and he'll get there. He'll to me, he'll be like a Shields, but slightly better.
You've absolutely nailed it there. I think the biggest thing is the confidence. And once he can, walk out in the park and strut his stuff and just back himself in, I think we'll see a different Finn McGuinness.
Yep. Barry, I'm going to agree with you there, mate. He has done better than Wingard. Wingard's had a very patchy year. So O'Meara's done a great job at playing his role. So
Brad, you nailed it tonight. Wingard being patchy is very well summed up. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else agree with me on those points? Happy to hear it. If you don't, I'm just going to pass through those comments and we move on to the next thing. Now, Chris, whilst you're reading through different things or whatever, just want to highlight that if you're interested or keen on sponsoring some of our players or contributing to that fund, don't forget to check us out on talkinghawks.com. Sorry, it's just talkinghawks.com.
Talkinghawks.com,
yep. And go to our site, sign up as a member, and also just follow the links and the prompts, and you'll find out where to be part of the sponsoring. The Hawks allow us to bring the players on Talking Hawks. We love to interview them, the young blokes in particular. And as you've seen, we've had some players on here recently. So So any help you can give us there. We're a not-for-profit organisation. Where Chris and I aren't getting filthy rich off all of this, unfortunately.
Certainly not.
So all the money goes back into the club.
That's it.
And supports any of the work that we do. So for those that have donated, thank you. I really appreciate you. And also we have a sponsor, which would be great to highlight as well. So
this next week coming, I think it'll either be Tuesday or Thursday, more likely Thursday. We will have John Newcombe for a closed session. So it won't be a live like we're doing now. It's only for the sponsors. So the sponsorship group. So yeah, if you are keen to be part of that one, obviously be a lot smaller, ask Jai a question or two, and enjoy it with the team. I've got a visitor, Brad.
Yeah, it's a bulldog. I think my bulldog Millie is objecting to to our conversation about the Hawks beating the Bulldogs this week. So she's come up to remonstrate. So piss off, Millie.
So, Mossy, thanks for joining us, mate. Sides are released 6:20 tomorrow. So, sorry, mate, I can't give you an answer on that, but I don't think he will be.
Yeah. Hey, one of the great outcomes of the bye, mate, is that we didn't have any negative press for any of our players during the bye. Well done, boys.
Yes.
Very
well
pleased
done.
to hear that. So,
if they did enjoy themselves a little bit too much, they did it quietly and didn't raise any red flags like a few other boys have done.
Thank you, boys. Like Clarko said, the 4 Ps. I'm not going to go into what those are. So, but they stayed away from that, and Clarko's left a good legacy there for our boys. So,
yeah. If you don't know what the 4 Ps are, look up Alistair Clarkson and the 4 Ps, and you'll find out exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, once the punt, I'm not going to mention the other 3 because I don't think they're family friendly. So,
yes.
Anyway,
cool.
they're the 4 vices for any young footballer that can get him in trouble. So best to stay away from those things. But as we've seen from 2 of the players over this weekend, over the bye, they've got caught up in those, at least 2 of those things, unfortunately. Yep. So, all right. So predictions for this week, Chris, what do you think?
Yes, we'll throw it to the fans out there. Tell us who's going to win, by how much, and what's your strange prediction, whether it be goal kickers or best on. I'm going to say with the sides available, I reckon we're a sneaky chance. The thing is, we're not at the MCG, which we play much better than Marvel Stadium. So I'm not going to be too bullish and keep a small margin. I'm going to go 11-point win. And I'm going to say Mitch Lewis to come back in and kick 4 goals.
Okay, I think his highest is 5, isn't it?
I think so. He could be right there.
Okay.
It's not a bold prediction, but he's been on fire. He's averaging 3 for the season. He's kicked 27 from 9 games, I think. So,
it wouldn't be a crisp prediction unless it was safe and you're pulling splinters out of your backside, my friend. Look, I'm going to say 6 goals for the Hawks, over 6 goals. So I'm going to say 40 points.
That's big. That's big, mate.
Yep. And who's going to kick the goals? I reckon it'll be an even spread. So, come on, man. What's with that? Mate, don't work for sports.
Julie's gone hard. 23 points. I like it.
Well done, Julie. Well done. Look, I think Lewis will be up and about. That's who I think will kick the most. Thanks, Billy. I agree with you, mate. So
he hasn't gone.
But not the 15. I think. Sorry,
he hasn't gone as safe as I did. He's got Lewis for 4 and Kozi for 3.
Yeah. Look, being at Marvel, it's going to be a dry game, so that will help with the tolls as well. So
I can't remember that. I think they might have played a game together a little while ago, but it seems like forever since we've had both of them on the park in the same game. So hopefully the boys can dominate.
Yep. Janine is a little negative here. Hawks by 1 point. Janine, come on. It's only the Bulldogs. Right?
Do you think that she can't bring herself to tip honestly, in her heart, say the Dogs are going to win?
Maybe.
Thanks, Brook.
Yeah.
Hawks by 27, Mitch 4 goals. 4 goals seems a common theme tonight. Love.
Yeah.
Oh, Brad, Tom
Yeah.
gives us one of these every week. Gives us
Ooh.
an exact scoreline. So
Ooh.
go for it, mate.
Ooh, Tom. All right. Western Bulldogs 14-12-96 versus Hawthorn 19-12-126. Lewis Gunston Breust 4. Oof, T.Mitchell 49 disposals.
Very, very bold. I love it.
Tom, I love it. I love the detail, my friend.
Reese the dominating kick 2. Yeah, I like that because there's a good chance he will. Hawks win by 18.
Interesting.
Confidence getting around.
Oh, yeah, I'm not seeing anyone say we'll lose.
There we go. There's the loss, mate. Fred's stumped
come on, Fred. Come on, man. Don't
look,
go
I'm not
there.
saying we're home and host. It's every chance doggies will get up. But
yeah, don't go there, Fred. Come on.
Chris is also pretty honest, I think, when he puts his tips in. Bulldogs by 24. Naughton to kick 6.
Yep.
Naughton very dangerous. I just don't know who's gonna.
All right, I'm going with Jay. This is my favourite comment of the day. Hawks 59. That's more like it. I'm leaning towards Jay's prediction here. Thank you, Jay. So yeah, we're going to bury them.
Hodgie playing in the local footy and busted his hand.
Oh, Hodgie!
Did you hear about it? No, I think he had a
no, I didn't, mate. But when I did see him, I was fighting really hard not to call him Podgy as opposed to Hodgie.
That is harsh. I didn't think he was that bad.
Well. You know,
Hawks by 30,
they say you shouldn't meet your heroes, right?
And Big Mitch for 3. I like that. Maury's due for a little bag again.
He is, mate. Man, I love Moore. He's so good. All right. So who do you think's who's gonna have a breakout game, guys? That's what I want to find out from you today. Who's gonna have the big breakout? Who's gonna dominate this game?
Another scoreline prediction: 10-point victory with Lewis and Breusty with 4. We've got so much firepower with our smalls. Maury, Breusty, get Gunners back in. Really, really should be winning this. I'm making myself more confident the more I talk about it.
Good, mate. It's about time you got some confidence, Chris. So,
Thanks,
Hawks are up and about. It's should have been our year.
Your man, Chris Moss.
Come on, Mossy. Hawks by 2 points just because Janine put 1. Oh, mate, why don't you put a draw? Just put a draw. Why don't you say we'll lose? All right, so Sicily to sneak down and kick 2. Jay. I love his optimism. This is awesome. This is great. I can see it happening too. All right, Nick. 3. Oh, yep. Sorry, mate.
I jumped in. Ned for 3. Yeah, we had 2 before. So, yeah, there's every chance he could sneak up and kick a few, especially if he's resting down forward. I don't know who's going to play on him. No, nobody can even compete with him at the Bulldogs if he's down forward.
Yeah. Hey, Chris has got a good one. I love to see Scrimshaw get a chance in a more midfield role, and the world would see what a true gun he is. I absolutely agree with you, Mr. California. So he is one of my favourite players at the Hawks right now. So anytime he touches it, I just have this sense of, he's going to do the right thing with it. It's going to go to the right place. He's such a cool, calm, collected player. To me, he's just another Birchall. Stick him on a wing, man. Let him just run up and down the field. The more times the ball's in that man's hands, the more it's going to go in the right place. So, yeah.
Another nice prediction there with Connor Mac back in for 3 goals. That would be nice to see because he's played some good footy this year, and a few goals wouldn't hurt.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, it's been a pleasure being back. Love it.
Thank
you for the love.
Quickly throw to the VFL this week. We're playing Footscray Bulldogs at Whitten Oval on Saturday at 1:05. So, like I said, you might see a few boys like Emerson Jecker, Ned Long, Tom Phillips, maybe Wardy. So there'll be a few of the senior players playing down in the reserve. So if you're local or got nothing better to do, get down and support the boys and watch our future.
Get around them. All right, boys. Well, and ladies, thank you so much for tuning in and watching us tonight. And don't forget talkinghawks.com.au if you want to join in with a sponsorship or sign up for our newsletter. Join the group there and have a great weekend. Go Hawks, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for joining us, Brad. Go
Thanks,
Hawks.
mate. See ya.